Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Taco, and today we're back with another video, and the week 1 predictions got almost 4 times as much views as anything else on my channel, which I love you guys. I love you guys so much for the support that you gave that video. So, obviously, even though I'm sick, which the energy maybe won't be as high, we're still going to do the week 2 predictions. Week 1, I went 9-7. I'll have the week and the season on there. And I didn't have any perfect games. I'll have them on there if I do that, get the score exactly correct. But let's just get into this. And this is on Thursday. Most of these should come out on Wednesday. But again, I was sick. And, let's just get into it. The Eagles playing the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. This game will be pretty good. The Eagles coming off of a pretty close win, which maybe people weren't expecting. I was, against New England Patriots. The Vikings, on the other hand, coming off of a pretty sad upset loss versus the Bucs. Had quite a few red zone turnovers, quite a few mistakes. I think that both these teams had a few mistakes that they really need to clean up. I think that they will clean them up. But I think that overall, when you look at the better team, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that this game is going to be close, but I think that the Eagles are going to pull it out 24-20. I just see this team being better than the Vikings, and this play calling's got to improve. I think that it will. I think that the Vikings are also going to improve. I just think that the Eagles are going to get the last laugh. The Ravens play the Bengals starting the 1 o'clock slate. This is a very good game. The Ravens coming off of a win against the Texans. Not too interesting of a game. It was a scoregami, but not a very great game for Lamar. Not a very great game for anybody. They just found a way to win because you're going up against the Houston Texans. Of course you're going to win. Then you had the Bengals coming off of a pretty disappointing loss. I get it. You were in the rain, but you only put up 3 points. You got to put up more than 3 points in the rain. All right. I think that the the Bengals offense does come back. I think that the Ravens, they're going to be good. I think that the Ravens pull off what maybe some people will expect will be an upset, 27-24. I still think that this Bengals team is going to be fine in the long run. But right now, I think that the Ravens can get a win out of this Bengals team. I think that the Ravens are a really good team, and they're going to be able to compete in games like this. Moving on, you have the Lions and the Seahawks. The Seahawks coming off of a disappointing-ish loss. Actually, a very disappointing loss to the Rams. Very surprising team. The Lions coming off of a very important upset win against the Chiefs. Something that I guess a few idiots on the internet predicted, but they were right. They maybe weren't idiots. I think that this game has a chance to be high scoring. I don't have it being high scoring. I think that the Seahawks should be good. They weren't the best last week, especially on offense. I think Geno's going to get his rhythm, but I think that the Lions are going to have the last laugh. I think that this team is going to actually, even though they have a very good offense, I think that they're still going to win a lot of low-scoring games. I think that that's the way that this Lions team, Dan Campbell, plays. 23-16 in favor of the Detroit Lions. Not too low-scoring. The Colts face the Texans, I believe, in Houston. You got Anthony Richardson, a rookie, going up against C.J. Stroud, a rookie. The Colts lost to the Jags, had a few controversial plays, the DeForest Buckner touchdown, but they really kept it close. It should probably have been 31-28 if you remember. They failed a QB sneak at the end of the game and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And they were in that game for most of it. The Texans, they suck. They're the Texans, and that's pretty much good enough to say that the Colts are going to beat the Texans. It's going to be a close game, 2 rookies battling it out. But I have the Colts winning. It's going to be 21-18. Overall, I just think that the Colts are going to be the better team today. Moving on, we got the Chicago Bears playing the Tampa Bay Bucks. In this game, the Bucks Nice upset win week 1. This team was not somebody that a lot of people were expecting to be good. Not me included. The Bears, a team that the Bears, a team that a lot of people expected to be really good. They weren't. They got blown out by the Packers. It was 38-14 at one point. Justin Fields is not that guy. He's not that good. DJ Moore is not getting the ball, nor is anybody else. And this team sucks, and I think that the fault in this game with them is going to be their offense. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think that the Bucs are going to pull away. I think that the Bucs are going to start 2-0. 17-13 in favor of the Bucs. I really like the Bucs as a team. Baker, he's a solid-ish QB, but when you pair him with the good receivers, you find an okay run game, and if you can just find ways to win the way that they will last week and this week, they're good. The Chiefs are playing the Jaguars. We heard just recently, so I'm going to change up what it says on my list, that Travis Kelce's not going to play in this game. At least I heard something saying that, like, his knee, bad, no play in this game. But Jags coming off of a great win. They were the only division winner from last year to actually win a game in the AFC. All of the big dogs lost, the Bills, the Bengals, the Chiefs. The Chiefs coming off of a devastating loss to the Lions, as we talked about earlier. I do have the Chiefs bouncing back in general. I do have the Chiefs winning this game. It'll be 30-24. It'll be high scoring. They'll get that offense back in check. I know that there's no Kelce. I think that the receivers will still find a way to step it up. And even if you don't, you still have Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball. And you had 4 drops last game and everybody's complaining. You could have 10 drops and still have 30 good plays, okay? Moving on, we got the Falcons and the Packers. I believe that this game will be played in Lambeau. Packers, really solid win. Jordan Love looked really solid. It looks like the Packers just got another good quarterback. It's somewhat annoying. The Falcons, really nice win as well. You had a good run game. That running game will work with Bijan and Algier. It worked for fantasy for me. I'll tell you that. I scored 147 points in a 14-team league. Most people can't do that in an 8-team league. All right. The Falcons, I think that they are going to be the better team in this game. I have them winning 20-16. They're a great team. They're going to just find a way to win. It's that simple. They're going to find a way to win. Jordan Love, he's going to come back down to life. He still is a good quarterback. I still think that he's going to be good, especially after what we saw in week 1. But he's not going to put up 38 points every game. Quarterbacks still have growing pains. He's going to still have growing pains. 20-16 Falcons. The last game of the 1 o'clock slate is going to the Raiders, going to Buffalo for the Bills. It'll be DeMar Hamlin's debut, probably. Wasn't active on Monday night for. This time it'll be the Bills' home opener. The Bills coming off of a devastating loss, a really sad loss. The Raiders coming off of a pretty good win as a team. It was a very close game, but you found a way to pull out. You found a way to win. I just have the Bills beating the crap out the Raiders. Yeah, it's that simple. 27-14. I think that this team is going to be energized. The Bills Stadium is going to be energized. I know that. And the Raiders are going to be on high, and they're going to go to a low. I think that this secondary will shut down the Raiders' passing offense. I think that they'll shut down Adams. I think that they'll shut down Jacoby Myers, which was their best option last game. And I just think that the Bills are going to clamp the Raiders, and the Raiders won't be able to stop the Bills. 27-14. The actual last game of the 1 o'clock slate, I think I'm wrong. I think this is at 1. It's a little switchy. The Chargers going to Tennessee to play the Titans. Chargers, really nice game. I know that they lost, but it was a shootout like I predicted. A really nice game. The Titans, they looked all right. They had a few good plays. Stupid Okonkwo didn't catch anything. It was my fantasy tight end. It was like a 70-yard flea flicker that he dropped, or that Tannehill overthrew. Tannehill did not look good. Tannehill had 3 picks. I think in the first half last week, he should have had like 4 or 5 if you watched that game. I just watched Red Zone. I think that the Chargers are going to find a way to win this game. I think this is going to be sort of lower scoring for the Chargers. 24-15. As you remember, I make up weird scores because there's a shot that they happen. There was a freaking 16-15 game. There was a scoregami. There still is scorigamis in life. So yeah. Moving on to what I guarantee you is a 4 o'clock game. We have the Rams and the Niners. I think that this game will be in LA. Rams, really surprising win. Week 1, really good team. The Niners just beat the crap out the Steelers, which I don't think that anybody was really expecting. But again, it's a really good team. I think that the Rams are great. I think that Puka Nuka, however you say his name, number 17, is an absolute steal. They don't have Cooper Kupp. They're still going to be good. They're going to be a surprising team this year. I just think that the Niners are better. I think that the Niners can always keep their opponents to lower-ish scores and just score enough to win the game. 26-17 in favor of the Niners. As I said, they're just the better team overall. Now we are moving to the Giants and the Cardinals. And, yeah, I got some explaining to do on this prediction. Let me just say it straight up. I got the Cardinals winning. The Giants played absolutely awful last week. The Cardinals destroyed my expectations. I thought that they were going to score a sloppy 9 points. They came in with a quarterback who only had 2 weeks in the system. He said he didn't know most of his receivers' names like a week before the game. And he comes in and he does really well. And that defense does pretty well. I think that the Cardinals are an underrated-ish team from what we saw week 1. I think that the Giants are bad. I think both these teams are going to settle down a little. I think the Cardinals are still going to be bad. I think the Giants are still going to be good. But the Cardinals got to find a way to win a game somewhere. It's going to be this one. I'm taking the Cardinals 16-14, low-scoring game. Moving on, we got the Cowboys and the Jets. The Jets, just awful. What happened to Aaron Rodgers like 75 seconds into his career, I think it was. Tore his Achilles. You got to deal with Zach Wilson. That sucks, just watching Zach Wilson play football. Imagine that being your team starting quarterback. The Cowboys, really solid team. I hate admitting it. That was the greatest defense performance I've ever seen. They're good. They're still going to lose to the Eagles, but they are good. I have the Cowboys taking a win here, 30-17. I'll say it, as long as Zach Wilson is your team's quarterback, you're not going to do much. And you're facing a very good Cowboys defense. Zach Wilson is going to have a lot of issues. I bet one of these touchdowns is going to be a defensive touchdown. I think that the Cowboys are just going to take care of business and win the game. And then we got the Commies probably heading to the Broncos. Actually, I don't know. But the Commanders and the Broncos, this game, the Broncos came off of a pretty devastating loss. I think Will Lutz missed a game-winning kick for them. And the Commies coming off of a pretty nice win versus an Arizona team that was pretty underrated for my expectation, pretty good for my expectations. You were able to fight it out. You were able to get a win. Sean Payton, as much as he does to this Broncos team, he's not gonna fix it completely. This team is not going to be able to compete with good teams. They're going to be able to compete with Washington. I have them beating Washington 21-16. I think that this team in the Broncos, they're going to be fine. They're just not going to be great. All right, they're going to have like 7 wins, but there was a difference between the 7 wins and like the 6 wins that they had last year. Like, there's a big difference. And the Commies, maybe just not that great of a team. I expected a lot more. Moving on, we got the Sunday night game, the Dolphins and the Patriots. Patriots will be wearing their throwbacks. played really solid against a very good Eagles team. The Dolphins, they won a shootout. We have questions about their defense, obviously, but their offense was on point. Your quarterback threw almost 500 yards. He did what Tua does. Now, let's not do the other thing that Tua does, which is get hurt. All right? Let's hope that he stays healthy in this game. I think that the Dolphins are going to win 28-23. I'm just going to say that. Patriots, they're going to put up a good fight. They're going to get some points. I think that this team can really put up some points. Not a ton of points, but some points. Make it respectable. But the Dolphins are the better team. The Dolphins are going to pull out with a win. At least for the Patriots, they get to wear those sick red throwbacks. The Monday night games, there's two of them. We got the Saints and the Panthers. And the Panthers came off of a pretty hard loss to the Falcons. Falcons really, it seemed like a closer game than 14 points. But at the same time, the Falcons just controlled the ball. They controlled the run game. And just controlled all of it. The Saints, big team win last week. Just a good all-around performance. Your kicker, especially, whatever his name is it the groupie kid, or did they get somebody else? I don't know. But the Saints, very nice win last week. But when you look at the history, Panthers always beat the Saints. When they're in Carolina, somebody's got to lose. And this game is going to go to the Carolina Panthers in somewhat of an upset, 21-13. I think that most of the Panthers games this year are going to be low scoring. When you have a young quarterback, you want your defense to stay on the field a while, give him the ball, and just let him be a nice game manager. All right? Unless if you're a really good rookie quarterback. And I think that the Panthers are going to be able to do that. I think that they're going to be able to take control of this game and get a win here. The final game is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Probably the Steelers home opener. Steelers did not look good. Browns, they look good-ish. There still is a big ish on that because the weather, the Bengals. I don't know how you beat the Bengals. It can't just be you're better than the Bengals because you're not better than the Bengals. A team with Deshaun Watson is never going to be better than the Bengals. The Steelers are going to win this game. I think that they're going to bounce back. When you have a coach like Mike Tomlin, your team is going to bounce back. And when you have a stadium like Pittsburgh, the atmosphere is going to be electric. And they're going to bounce back. They're going to beat these Browns 28-20, which I might have already said. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. These won't be the only videos that I'll do. Will be for this week. Next week, I'll have week 3 predictions and another video, hopefully. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.